Okay, in this tutorial we're going to learn how to make a series of images created in Adobe Illustrator into a movie using Adobe Photoshop. Now, I've already created my little turtle, and one of the things you may notice when I've done this is I've actually grouped some of these parts together. Like, for instance, you notice the eye is all grouped together. That's kind of a handy little thing you can do, all right, because it allows you to actually move things as a group. The other thing I want you to notice is, if you notice the rotate tool here, if I click with the rotate tool, I can actually put the axis of rotation wherever I want it to be. You notice that I really probably wouldn't want the eye to rotate there. I probably want it to rotate more towards the middle. Okay? So anyway, so I've created an image, and I've actually already pre-saved a number of images. I've made very, very subtle movements. You got to think of what you want your turtle to do, your creature to do. Also, the other thing I'd like you to notice is I've put a square in the background. That square is going to where all the action takes place. That's a very, very useful thing, and I want you to make sure you do that when you save your JPEGs. Okay, so I'm just going to save this last guy. I'm going to go Save for Web and Device, Save, and you notice I've already got 4 turtle images. I'm going to make this turtle image number 5. Save. Now, of course, it's always very, very important to save your Adobe Illustrator document, so I'm just going to go Save. Actually, I'm going to save it as an Adobe Illustrator document, and I'm going to go File, Exit. Now, what I'm going to need you guys to do is hold off for a second, because I'm going to open this up in Photoshop. Okay, now I went in and I opened up Adobe Photoshop. You need Photoshop to make the animated GIF, and I'm going to go File, and I am very, very, very lazy, as you no doubt know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go File, Open, and I'm going to click on where it says Turtle 1. Now, you notice how mine are nice and neatly lined up? I did that in a very, very simple trick I think everybody should use. If you click in the white and you arrange things by modified, it puts the last 5 things that you did, it puts everything in order. So I click on turtle number 1, I hold down the Shift key, click on turtle number 5 and say Open. And boom, 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 boom. They open one after another. Okay? Alright. So, the other thing I'm going to do, and I actually going to hide it, and now I'm going to show it again. Go File, Window, Animation. You notice a little bar pops up down here? Well, that's going to be our animation window. Now, the first thing I want to do, I want to go into this window. I'm going to go to turtle number 1. Okay, that's going to be the first guy. That's the guy I'm going to use. All right, so I'm going to go all the way up. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go now to turtle number 2, and I'm going to go Edit, Select All. I should say Select All, not Edit. Copy. File, Close. Now, the reason I'm closing it is just going to make it a little bit simpler for me as I go along. Now, I'm going to go Window, turtle number 1, and I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to create a new layer. And that's this little guy next to the trash barrel. And I'm going to paste this guy into that new layer. Okay? Now I'm going to drag this back over here, and then I'm going to go Window, turtle number 3, Select All, Edit, Copy, File, Close, and then I go back to turtle number 1. I'm going to go over here, I'm going to create another layer, and I'm going to go Edit, Paste. Alright, and keep on going. I'm getting down. I think it's turtle number 4 now. Select All, Edit, Copy, File, Close. I come back to this guy, create a new one, layer, the little guy next to the trash barrel, Edit, Paste, and then I just go back to Window, the very last guy, turtle number 5, select All, Edit, Copy, File, Close, and I'm just going to create a new layer, and I'm going to Edit, Paste. Okay, so those, now if you take a look over here, I've got all these different layers, all right? Now, you may notice that I've got down here in the animation panel, I got this first frame. This is the guy that shows. As a matter of fact, if I create another frame, you may notice that it's the exact same frame. I'm going to actually play the movie, and you're going to notice, even though it plays, and you notice it flickering down here, that means it's going back and forth from one frame to another. Nothing's happening. Very simple reason for that. This frame here is the same exact frame, layer 4, as the first one. So I'm going to hide this, and you'll notice that I just slightly changed the eyes. Watch what happens. Boom, boom, boom. All right, when I hit play, his eyes kind of spaz out on us. Okay, so that's number 4. Now I'm going to create another layer, and I'm going to hide layer number 3. Alright, so as I go through, I'm going to each create a layer. Each time I create a new layer, I'm going to hide another layer, and I should wind up with 4 layers. Alright, so that when I play it, he moves. Now, the one thing about this clearly doesn't look like a turtle, because it may look like a turtle that's like, being electrocuted, but it's way too fast for a turtle. So we're going to slow him down. Right now there's no delay at all. I'm going to change to a half-second delay down here. You notice it says 0 seconds. I'm going to click and drag down to a half-second delay between each one. And so what will happen is he's going to play a little bit more naturally. Now my guy is jumping around an awful lot. You probably want to make much more subtle movements than what I'm doing here. Alright, but at least it gives you an idea of what this guy should look like and how you make an animated GIF. Okay, so now all I have to do, I'm going to go File, I'm going to pause this, File, Save for Web and Devices, and I'm going to drag this over so you can see what I'm actually doing. And I'm going to, so GIF animated, no transparency. We're going to have a loop forever, and I'm just going to hit Save, and this is my animated GIF, turtle animation. I'm going to play turtle animation. Save. Alright, cool. And that's basically it. That's how you make an animated GIF. You're going to take this and you're going to post it to the forum, and we're going to be putting the better ones up on the webpage. Okay.